you guys a little chance. Oh, yes, that's right. We are currently listening to the demonic voice. Yes. Then, let me continue with last week. First, welcome to Chaotic Calling. I am the DM Starwind, and there are some adventurers out exploring the lands of Elsparia. Soon they will become my slaves. I mean, we have with us tonight Amara.
Hey, everyone!
Faustus. You remember me, right, Faustus?
The voice is louder than I remember.
Perfect. I think I know your patron, or at least one of them. Oh, but he's not going to talk to us. How rude.
I don't know.
Perfect! That's your line!
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just ignoring him, but just like my snake god.
And we have Krunk.
Good evening.
And this guy who worships a hammer god, Uptorm Orin.
Hello.
Alright, that's enough of that voice. We're going to go ahead and switch it back to the other DM's voice.
Hello, and thank you for watching. So, last week, if I recall correctly, and please help me fill in any blanks that I might have missed, but after the long fight in the warehouse of the Hawk of the Hill, the group managed to regroup, and a slumbering Amara was left to be tended as they start searching for more clues needed to find the man in question. Hold on one moment. I am noticing some droppage. Hopefully the internet cooperates. I might have to pause for just a second to check on the modem real quick. Give me one hot moment, guys. Feel free to talk.
Dropping it like it's hot.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to do a call out right now to Moon, who's posting cursed imagery.
Ooh woo.
Love my girl Moomin.
Am I pronouncing that correctly? Ooh woo.
Ooh woo indeed.
It's Pikachu? What?
Shout out to
I don't know what that is.
girl. Other girl scrying eyes out there. That's my other boo.
Yeah, too many foods. Alright, hopefully that fixes it.
Oh, perhaps they're trying to say pick or choose. They are, isn't it?
It's like Amara's putting the gun to his back. Say the line. I don't want to say the line. Say the line now. Woo.
Why do I have a gun?
Are you sure that's not your catapult?
All right.
Technically is your catapult.
Or slingshot.
Slingshot.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I said,
Rock
catapult.
launcher.
Hopefully this modem's going to hold together here, but apparently I'm still dropping frames. How's the screen, guys?
Looks completely
good on
invisible.
my side.
Is it streaming alright? Because maybe it's just lying to me.
I think it's been streaming pretty well. It's very clear on my side.
Alright, OBS keeps pinging me saying, hey, I'm
Yeah.
not working.
I'm having some pingage here and there, but then again, I have a crap top.
Okay.
I'm seeing buffering.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Balls
now
here
all
and
of a
there,
sudden.
but
Yeah. Let's see here. What can I do to improve this? There's nothing really I can do.
Moon says it's good on their side.
Good on your side. Alright, sorry for being so anal here, but yeah, new equipment, want to make sure it works right, and I can't even bring it over there. Might have to get it a special fan for itself there, but we'll try to continue. Though I am still worried with the 140 kilobits. Alright, well thank you for that. I will continue where I was leaving off, and if it gets bad, please chat, let me know. I will keep an eye on chat so I can hopefully fix it. I really don't. I don't get it. At any rate, where was I? After ransacking what they could of the warehouse, the group is set upon by a couple of city guards. They come to check in and deal with the intruders, noticing all the dead people around. And Kronk quickly bareheads one of the remaining guards as one of them rushed in to kind of check on the inside, and declaring he was saving him from harm and telling him to run. He then left Kronk to go get more guards and to back up their investigation. The rest of the party sneaks out the back with a new dead guard on the ground. How did that happen? And Amara, Shella, and Faustus all fall out of a chute in a nearby cabinet with a false bottom that is in that main office that you were investigating. The false bottom leads outside, and the group reunites as Kronk remains behind to explain there was danger in the warehouse and that he was just looking for the quest board. The guards, feeling he was an innocent bystander who helped save one of their own from harm, quickly informed Kronk about 8 Pillars, an adventuring guild where they have these quest boards he seeks. The party rendezvous back at the tavern, and OBS says this still isn't working, but I'll ignore it for now, where Ninny was staying and dealt with the aftermath in their own ways as Amara is brought back to them. Ninny offers aid as she displays a small bit of her power as she walked the third path, and light filled her fingers and blew across Amara, restoring her with some help. I believe that's how that went, right?
Something like that.
Yeah,
Just missed out the part about Faustus killing the guard.
Oh, I purposely left that out. What? No, he didn't do that, did he? Orin and Surfik are at odds about what happened, and then again, Surfik was at odds with a lot of people. However, Surfik confides in Faustus and realizes that you kill people, I steal from people, and we'll call it even. However, there was still tension. I know that's like skipping around a bit, but there's been tension between him and Orin that still needed some hammering out, as you would, as Orin had meditated.
You should also note that the gods took pity on the poor lovely warlord.
What were you saying, Faustus?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought I
Yeah,
heard
that
your
was
voice.
me.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
okay.
me.
All right, yeah. And so Orin meditated at the forge, gained some advice about his actions. The voice was nothing more than a soothing voice that made Orin feel like it was an old friend that he could ask for advice. He tries to apologize through the door and turns in. Amara stays with Ninny as she's confused about her party's intentions, especially after witnessing the fighting between Orin and Surfik. The innkeeper was a vital person to help keep the girl calm, while Amara was playing a shrewd game of cards, and the poor innkeeper kept losing each and every hand. Ninny's room had a patio balcony, which she offered to Amara to use so she could watch the stars. Orin uses the Rocky Talkies to apologize to Amara, and Amara informs him that he must help her make an armor for a special project. Did I miss anything?
Oh, that sounds like everything.
Amara got
Yeah.
3 wishes.
Oh yeah, the wishes.
Yeah, Amara got 3 wishes. You see the
Oh,
move.
by the way.
By the
And
way.
Surfik and Faustus bonded over the voices in their head.
Mhm.
While they were locked in a room together.
Well, yeah, that's true too.
Really fat crunk.
All right. Yeah, and Kronk is like blocking the door right now, so there you go. All right, I'm gonna try turning off.
Oh,
the-
actually,
didn't
probably,
even get out.
probably also you forgot to mention about the whistle.
That is my flute. You do not need to mention the flute.
Oh
The flute's
well,
in the-
yeah. You know, I purposely didn't mention everything. It's supposed to be like a TLDR type thing, but you know, some things.
Go watch the previous episode.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what that leads up to. Did you miss it last week? Hey, check out our YouTube archives. You can always check that out if you missed the live session, or you can always check the VODs. Don't have to be a sub, but we welcome your subs. At any
Yeah,
rate,
listen.
so we all
Yeah.
went into a long rest. You all finally fall asleep, because if you don't get to keep your level. Are you asleep?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes.
So yeah, and Shella helped break in a bed. Might have to pay for that in the morning. Who knows?
I got mend.
There you go. That'll work. That'll probably fix that problem. You all wake up the next morning feeling refreshed, revived, and the day is currently yours. And I think some are up earlier than others. Am I right?
Yeah, it's Faustus. Faustus would have gotten up a couple hours early, opened up his book next to that of Randall's mother, and begins copying one of the spells that delay within.
All right. Yeah. So you got that
My,
other. Go ahead, surf it.
my character would slowly get up after a little bit with a big yawn. with a big black eye where the mace kind of smacked him.
Oh, that's healed over now. Didn't you know in D&D that if you rest, you get all your HP back and you look fresh? Oh, that might be.
Would Foster still be in his room?
He's at the desk right now.
Alright, well, my character's gonna slump on over and just drag his scaly butt and tail included on the ground to downstairs. Wanting some coffee?
Alright, so you spend 2 hours working on a new spell to add to your ritual book, is that right? Or your
Yes, he's
attack?
adding. Yeah, the one book that he can't, like the one spell he can copy from that book is the Find Familiar spell.
Gotcha. And also, Amari, you've been hanging out on that patio all night, and Nitty's eventually turned in, and you've just been hanging out there. Is there anything else you've been doing in the meantime, or are you waking up in the morning, or are you hearing sounds?
I kind of want to sneak out, even though she'll probably see me. I'm going to be as careful as I can. And I want to go to somewhere where I have access to a potter's wheel and some kind of clay.
Potter's wheel. Some kind of clay. It's gonna be hard to just find a place like that, depending, like, early morning? Is that what you're doing? Early morning
There's
investigation?
no Mason Guild?
Well, everybody goes to sleep but you.
Oh, well, early morning.
Early morning. So if you're going out by yourself in the morning, make a stealth check to leave without waking up your friend, Nitty.
Okay. Let's see. Down to the S's. And boom!
Any minute now, roll 20.
About now.
There you go. Oh, a 9. That's perfect. So if she
I got
had...
11.
Or... Oh, 11. Okay, yeah. So if she had one eye open, she would have it open. So you start sneaking out the room. She still remains sleeping in her bed. You feel a slight breeze around you as you leave. But other than that, you're able to leave.
I gotta look for the Mason Guild, and I'm gonna buy some clay from them and ask to use their potter's wheel, and I want to make, effectively, 2 little jars. Well, not little, but like cookie jars, but like
Cookies?
really nicely crafted.
Did you say cookies? Yes, you must make these cookies and give them to me. I mean, what? Okay, hold on. Make an investigation check, or if you have any way that you want to find this, like if you want to talk around.
Investigation!
Let's have it. What do we get
Why
on
did I
that?
roll so low?
Because I don't think Dragonspine is known for its pottery. Like, I believe it is actually imported. Most of its clay workings are imported in this city. See, in Cardriff, you were able to find a masonry guild because Reginald runs that place. But here, yeah, these guys don't deal with clay. So you spend a few hours looking for clay pottery and wind up empty-handed. You do see the structure for the 8 pillars, though, and there's like these Roman kind of temple in a way. It's got like the small stairway with marble steps, and there's like 8 pillars that lead up to the door. And on the pillars themselves, you can see the carvings of these wyverns. But other than that,
Wait a minute, this is the 8 pillars that she told me about.
Get the at the carvings on these pillars. Do I recognize the handiwork?
make an investigation once more.
Investigation.
Ooh, pull out the monocle and your eye in this thing. Can you make an Arcana check for me as well?
Your eyes.
So, you know,
Really, she's just looking closely.
there's a human who worked under your father before you were born, quote unquote, and he goes by the name Omar. He sometimes come and visits your father, and you just know him as one of his, like, he served as a pupil, became really good at his task, and he has also like learned how to enchant some of his work, similar to your own father.
Wow! Oh, this is Omar's work. He's like Uncle Omar.
Yeah, and on some of these wyverns, you can make out like a little red ring. You can't quite tell if it's a glyph or whatnot because of the low arcana check, but they're like on each of the shoulders of the wyverns, the forward shoulders.
Her eyes sparkle with like intrigue and joy as she was like, "Oh my gosh, you know, home sweet home."
Like
Yeah.
my cousins.
Mm-hmm. And is there any...
Nice to meet you.
She talks to the statue.
Yeah, so you talk to the statue. They are stiff still. Whatever's there is just not reacting to you.
That's okay. She knows how this goes.
Mhm.
She talks to them.
Like, oh, I'm looking for like some clay. Have you guys seen anything?
Silence.
Yeah, silence.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
And then one of them says, "You're welcome." No, I kid. He didn't say that.
What?
No, that would be fourth wall break, and let's not go there yet. I mean, that is your job, but yeah. So you go off on your own at this point, and eventually return to the inn, or
Yeah.
because we're gonna
You
have
would
to
see
fill in.
Surfic.
We got to fill in 2 hours of everybody else now.
Yeah, you just see Surfic downstairs, just drinking a cup of coffee very slowly.
But before that, let's find out what everybody else is doing. So she's out. She's gone. She'll be back in a couple hours. And Bossis is writing in his book. She goes out looking for a masonry guild. What's the rest of you doing before you're down there drinking that coffee?
I would be mending the beds, any beds that are broken, and then after that, I would go down and talk to the innkeeper.
Shella will be like, "Why are you doing that? I just fixed it."
Shella, I am fixing the bed. If you leave the bed broken like this, then you'll have to pay gold
But-
to replace the bed.
But it's better to sleep in this way.
Well, you can't be in the bed anymore.
Oh, she feels
Sleep on the
dejected.
floor.
She feels dejected and starts walking out the door.
Kronk would have come downstairs to get a plate of food, freshest greens and 3 eggs, raw.
Nice. Ooh, raw eggs. There you go. She offers them up to you, the barkeep does, and you're able to go about your munchies for today. About anybody else? Anything else? Like, we got mending going on, Surfing's coming down, so Faustus is working. Yeah, I guess eventually, like, you guys spend a couple hours eating breakfast, enjoying the morning, and kind of wait for everybody to get there. Like, Amara's not coming down. You see Ninny come down about an hour after most of you are in the common room. So if you're all, like, in the common room, eating at the same table or something like that, she kind of, like, comes down to greet you. She's like, "Warm winds, everyone. How are you today?"
Good, are you, Ninny?
I'm doing quite well. Apparently Amara left for a little while this morning. Have you guys any clue where she went?
She's probably looking for some rocks.
Most likely.
Slowly sipping the coffee, pulls it away, he's like, "Well, that's Amara for you."
Well, then I will not trouble you any further then. And she goes find a seat and prepares to order her own meal.
At this point, I would probably bring out the map that I found.
Yeah.
So, guys, I found this in the office of the warehouse that we were in. And I also found this list of names as well. This map, though, shows probably where they are possibly doing the ritual. I showed it to Kronk, and I believe today is probably when the ritual is going to happen. So today would be the last day that we have to probably save Reginald's parents if they are there.
Who?
Reginald? Or
Oh,
is it
no, I think it was...
Randall.
Randall?
Owen.
Randall?
Oh, yeah, that's what we meant. That's what we meant. Oops.
Surfic kind of pokes his head up from his coffee. "Reginald?"
Knew it began with an R.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Speak-
We have
Speaking of which, might I see that list of names for a moment?
Actually, looking over at Aura, it's like, let's just call her Mandy.
Well, the names don't make any sense to me, but I think maybe the innkeeper might know who they are, and I'll let you look at it.
Well, I imagine that if we could possibly find the names of Randall's parents on that list, it might literally be a itemized list.
I'm kind of wondering if it's names of members.
Well, I suppose it doesn't matter which order, as long as we figure out what the list is for.
Right. I kind of think maybe the keeper of this place would be the best person to ask, so I'm gonna take the list to him and see if he recognizes any of these names.
Alright, so taking the list to him to see if he recognizes any. Probably should have wrote a
Yeah.
list of names, huh? I knew I was forgetting something. Like, I was thinking of everything else but that list. So yeah, once you hand it over to him, he looks through the list, and he kind of like points to the first two names. It's like, these are noblemen, if I'm not mistaken.
Do they live in this area?
As far as I know, they had a manor just outside of Dragonspine. No, they didn't live in the city. They were kind of like secluded a little bit. Come think of it, I haven't seen any of them in town for about a week or two.
Interesting. I kind of had a feeling that these were names of people in the area.
I really don't know about the rest of these names. Sounds like people... I don't know, some of these names sound like they're more southern drawn than what people normally name their kids up here, if you know what I mean. But,
Interesting.
yeah.
Well, I thank you for your help, sir.
Oh, no
And
problem.
I'll give him a gold for the information.
Alright. Oh, yeah, I mean... You must know how this game's played now, huh? He takes the gold and nods you off. Says, well, good luck to you, whatever you got going on there.
I appreciate it.
And
So I'll go back to the group and inform them. So he recognized the first two names. He said that they are noblemen, and that they live outside of the area.
Raising eyebrows, because are they taking noblemen?
Well, he said he hasn't seen them in about a week, but they do live outside the area, so maybe they don't need to come in every week. I would think, possibly, especially. But it is. He said that the other names seemed like they weren't from around here, so I'm wondering if these possibly might be people that have been taken. We might be able to figure out if that is the case if we visit one of these noblemen.
So Faustus will put his hand out for the list. It'll be very simple to figure out if this is itemized victims. If I imagine if Randall's parents were a specific target, they might be on the list as well.
Do we know the names? Oh,
Psycho.
Okay,
We were
those are
told
the-
by the
Yeah.
local guard, I think.
Yeah.
So we would recognize them.
yeah, let me see what my OneNote says real quick.
I think I wrote them down. Gotta check my notes.
We know they're, let's see, Gunter's house. His father is Gunter. So yeah, we know Gunter on there. Let's see here. If you're gonna look for his name specifically, make an investigation.
Okay.
I don't think the mother's name's ever been revealed, so that'll be something I roll on whenever we find her.
Okay, I'll give myself guidance. Faustus, are you looking at it with me?
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for the name too.
Okay. You should roll as well then. Because mine didn't.
Maybe this will work out better.
A little bit better.
16.
So you rifle through the pages, The name doesn't come up.
Well, if they were making a list of victims, they would have left these certainly have been left out, so it may very well be the list of those involved.
Right.
Or at the very least, ones that are, or maybe perhaps potential targets that they haven't already taken.
Maybe.
Yeah,
You know what? I'll allow insight check on this list as well if you want.
After drinking his coffee, but it's like, I should go look for Amara. This is a really...
Oh,
really
I rolled the wrong thing anyways. I wasn't supposed to roll insight. I was supposed to invite investigation. I rolled the wrong thing.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, and then go ahead and roll that insight again. Behave OBS.
So 19 investigation. I mean, no, 14 investigation, 19 insight.
Yeah, so still you don't find the name of Gunter, but some of these names, they seem fanciful to a degree. Like, the guy in the town, or the innkeeper, kind of like told you a couple of these names were for nobles. Perhaps there's a reason why noble names are on this list to begin with?
Well, they did also mention that I got some information from one of the thugs that there was other warehouses, and that particular warehouse was about trading. Maybe these are people they trade with.
Although, was the book locked away?
Yes, it was, and it was hidden. So I opened up the desk forcefully. Then I found the key, and the key unlocked this case, and it had a false bottom. So they were hiding this.
Certainly, if they were trying to hide this information, I believe that these are most certainly those heavily invested in their operations.
Yeah, it had this, and the map were both hidden in the false bottom. So both the list and the location that we have marked on this map are both important.
Did you happen to find anything else while you were digging around? We all did have to leave in quite the hurry. Just kind of.
I did find one other thing. And so then Oren takes out this black silk item and puts it in the middle of the table and unfolds the black silk, and it reveals that miasma shard. So I found this in the case that you found the flute, Surfic. This was in there, and I identified it, and I can't really identify it. All I know is it's a miasmic shard, and that's all I know. I don't know what it is. Other than that, I can't figure it out.
Can I roll an I'm smart check to figure out where miasma shard is?
I don't know. Let's see how I as smart is. You will be. Make an arcana.
Alright.
It's not a charisma save for damn sure. It's a rock. It's a rock. Probably Amar would have better luck than you.
We should probably show it to Amara. Where is she anyway?
I think your doctor friend would be the best person to show this to.
We don't need to go see him.
Well, not right now, but I think he might have the best information, or he would be able to study to look for what this thing is exactly.
Actually, think about this. Actually, you look at that and it's like, on second thought, maybe it is a good idea to show him. He does know a few things about some darker arts, and this was in the same box that the flute was in. I should also tell you that I didn't expect that flute to do what it did. I more so expected it to turn into some snake or something. It's actually more part of my own heritage.
Well, I'm sorry that I hit it out of your mouth. I was aiming for the flute and not you.
Why did she use a mace anyway?
I should have used my hand and swatted it out of your mouth. I agree. But I saw Faustus, and he seemed horrified. And all I could see was that I just reacted just because I thought he needed to be saved by something, and I thought maybe I could break that flute and save him, and I do apologize for that.
Speaking of which, he looks over and says, "What did you see?"
Well, he told Surfic last night, but I guess he'll go ahead and
Right.
reiterate. Well, it's a bit strange, but I saw Seraphim.
A what?
It's a angel, I think is the other word people use.
You were scared of an angel?
But that is the thing, I'm not afraid of angels. Or at least I didn't think I was.
The word
That's
heretic kind of
that's
like rings in the
intriguing.
back of your mind, though.
If I ever have to use that flute again, make sure to plug your own ears.
Wait a minute. What do you mean use that flute again?
As he looks over, kind of straight, nothing.
You have the flute again, don't you?
This is the dragon. Who was that? I think the dragon gave it back to me.
Mwahaha. No.
Just be careful with it.
'Cause I'm not going to use it unless I'm in mortal danger.
And I promise I won't hit you again in the face with my mace.
It's back a bit. You just still see the black eye around his eye.
That poison did hurt. But as you see, I had to make all new armor.
Faustus loudly claps his hands. Well, let's not drudge up old news, as it were. We do have an issue to take care of, do we not?
Yes, we need to figure out where the nobleman is, and then Kronk, I hand you the map. Do you think you could figure out where we could get to this location?
I do not recognize very much, but I can ask around perhaps. And
Well,
find
the
which
map
way-
shows where the town's located. So, do you know how many trees from the town to the exit?
It would look like a couple thousand, but I cannot be sure.
Okay.
Well, at any rate, if wherever we decide to go, we should probably make sure that we collect a Mara before doing so.
Yes.
All right. So, word of order, just for my sanity's sakes. This shard, is it still exposed, or did you pick it up, or
Yeah, it's still been exposed.
I'll pick it up now and put it back in my pack
how do you pick it up?
with the silk.
Gotcha. All right, cool.
Actually, thinking about it, says, "Hey, Orin,
Yes.
have you touched that thing with your bare hands or no?"
No, not yet.
He looks down at it for a sec. Looks up. Should we experiment?
Do you want
In
to
our
touch it?
current location, gestures around in this very public cafeteria area.
I feel like I might need this now.
Well, I mean, I think if anyone were to touch it, I think Crunk should. Nothing gets to him.
Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, good. That's a
You're
good
welcome.
one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
At that, so... Oh boy.
Oh
Shit, I rolled the
no!
goddamn
I love it.
one.
I love it
That's
when
tough.
they say, "I'm actually good at this," and then yeah.
Oh no!
Surfix said it, not me.
All right, hold on one moment. I see the stream is down because now the "Be Right Back" sign's up.
Oh, you're back.
Are we back?
Yeah, I see you.
I think you're back. Nothing's
There we go.
moving.
There we go. Like I got my little phone here monitoring it too. Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you didn't miss it, but Kronk was going to grab the stone. He had to make a con save. He got really happy because he's like, I'm good at the con, and then we rolled a 5. First thing that happens, Kronk, as you hold this in your bare hand, there's a whisper of black energy that just kind of like snakes around your hand, and a black mist that just kind of entangles into your arm, and then all of a sudden you take 15 points of necrotic damage as it sucks some life out of you. and all of a sudden the stone that seemed dormant kind of glows a soft black tint, almost like obsidian instead of like the gray dull darkness that it had before, but now it's got like a little bit of a shine inside of it. And you are like forced to like let it go, and it goes back into the silk.
Like, oh, by the gods!
Okay,
Okay, I grab
just
it
for
with the
fun
silk.
RPing, just for fun RP stage, are we sitting around a table?
Yes.
Yes.
Who's sitting across from me?
Probably.
Shella.
Probably.
Probably Yashella.
Oh yeah, let's go, Shell.
Roll dexterity for Charlotte, see if she catches the goddamn thing.
All right, I love it. I'm in. I'm fully committed.
Wait.
Here we go.
What?
I'm in. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, she passes.
She passed it.
She passed the save, but she feels the stone hit her, and she quickly rejects it to the ground, and it doesn't do anything to her. It seems to be, seems to not have an effect on her. Either that, or she didn't touch it long enough to actually activate it.
My character runs over to you, Crunk, and gives you a little cure of the light wounds.
Oh yeah,
While
you.
he does that, I'm gonna grab the black silk and cover it and put it in my pack. I'm like, okay, we don't need to see that anymore.
I expected that thing to try to like do something to your head.
That was not fun. I do not want to touch that again.
You know, the hand that you grabbed it with, you can see like through your green skin. There's like a light black markings where your veins are, where it drew out some of your life force. It's kind of bruised right now. Seems like that might stick with you for a little bit.
The cure wounds didn't heal it?
No, it's got that evil voodoo just kind of like residually colorating it.
We need to see your professor about this.
Maybe if we tie it to a rope, we can hit people with it.
My character looks up and surprised at Crunk.
Amara, we want to resolve some pottery. Is that what we're doing?
Basically, let's cut the adventure short. I'm going to use I'm going to buy 2 beautiful pots.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use mold earth with some of my own clay because she has a little but not enough to make 2 pots out of. She's going to magic, artificer, masonry tools, and a hint of glass blowing to create these beautiful mason jars. Not mason jars, but like these beautiful vases.
Mm-hmm.
They're roughly 1.5 feet up, and they've got a diameter of about like 13 inches to them, kind of all around, and they're beautifully crafted. One has snow quartz faceted into it. The other one has blue quartz faceted into it, and they're both these unique, beautiful designs. And Amara walks in at that moment, and everybody's like freaking out, and she's like,
I'm back!
Amara!
Oh, is that a rock?
Don't touch the rock.
It's already back in my pack.
Or as
I
it
have
w-
nothing!
No, well, I mean, you probably walked in as soon as it got flung at Shella, and then Shella drops it back on the table, and at that same motion as it hits the table, you walk in, and then Oren just instinctively wraps it up and puts it away. So I would say a perception check would actually offer you the opportunity to actually catch it, because I did want you to get back into the scene eventually.
let's do it. Let's see what I got.
Good going good. 13? Yeah, it's pretty quick to do it. I you know what? Oren, roll a sleight of hand. We'll do this balancedly. You don't get to add modifiers to it.
No,
So, yeah,
that's
alright.
just the...
Yeah. So, Amara, you catch Oren taking this newly obsidian, kind of a darker tint but glowing, into a black silk and quickly puts it back in his pack.
Ooh! What's that?
Is this something really bad that could hurt you, Amara?
We call it the Owl Rock.
It's a miasmic shard. We're not going to deal with this for now.
The owl rock.
Thank you. Amara, I actually have something for you.
Something for me?
He walks over. He's like, "Yeah, it's something I wanted to give you. Here." As he would hand them out, the stone with a lem on it, and one other stone, a disc that seems to keep floating out of his hand before he quickly kind of reaches up and goes,
Hang on, and she like walks over to the table and puts these big old beautiful jars down. And she kind of takes a look at these stones. The stone with the double M on it.
Roll me an Arcana.
What is this?
These are runes. The MM seems to be the runes for magic missile. And if you were to throw this stone at somebody, it will cast magic missile for you.
Wow!
And it's expended after use, so it's a one-time use.
Ooh. What about this one?
Make another Arcana check.
This one's shaped funny.
Yeah, it's like a little hockey puck. And it starts to float on its own, yep. And this is a floater stone. I think we've had a conversation about this in the past at one point or another. But
Never heard of this before.
this floater stone might be the thing they need to help airships stay afloat.
with
Yeah.
a smile on the curl of his tail, almost. Oops, sorry.
Go ahead,
And if
Emma.
I install this into my architecture somewhere,
Oh no.
would I be able to fly?
Maybe at a reasonable level where flying is more common, but right now at your current state, no. You would also have to do experiments probably in order to get it to work in that fashion, but I'm not telling you directly no. That's something you'll have to build up not only in levels but also in character. It can actually help you in that way.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sir Fact! And she like gives you a nice big hug.
My character were to blush a little bit, his tail just curling in a curly cue. He's like, "Well, I just thought everything would be really nice for you after all that. And it's no problem, really."
Have you ever seen
Is she
one?
crushing with the strength?
Athletics check. What?
Roll athletics.
Acrobatics did not get squeezed? No, you don't have to do that. Well, okay, you
Okay.
do that. You can if you want. If you like rolling dice, go ahead and roll an acrobatics. Not the die of a little girl squeezing you to death.
Nah. He'll take it. He'll take it like a man.
All right.
You know
And-
how really cool these things are? These are floater stones. They're used in the standard architecture of galleon-based airships. It's what keeps them afloat. I don't know how they work. If I could somehow use this could be really cool.
Oh, well, I'm glad that really can help you, Mara.
Now, just a moment. I have to deliver 2 gifts.
Is this?
The stones in her bag, and she picks up the jars. And these beautiful jars, this gorgeous architecture, the colors they're painted with, they're glazed with this beautiful, these blues and golds, and one of them's got like this golden kind of whirlwind to it. And she runs over to the barkeep. Looks on his counter.
Yeah. What do you got there, little lady?
My name's Jubilee, and I've got a present for you.
Well, it's a little early for. Oh, what do you got for me? I've been a really good boy.
And she holds up the jar with the blue quartz.
Oh,
This is for you.
And she places it on the counter.
You were so nice to me. I figured I could return the favor. I am a Gerhardt, after all. Here,
Oh,
it's a jar. And
yeah.
you can put as many things as you want in it.
Well, that's totally amazing. I'm impressed by this artwork you've got. Did you do this? He like points out where you've
It's all handmade.
one of a kind. How about that, huh? Well, look, you know what? I will put this somewhere special. Don't you worry. And he like looks for a shelf or something, and right
It's a
behind.
jar of holding.
It's a jar of holding. He's just going to show it off as a decoration and puts it up on the podium in the back of the inn, like right next to a bow that's like hanging on the wall. There's this little piece of wood sticking out where a face that held flowers in it. He takes that down, puts it down on a lower table, and then puts your jar up there. There we go. That looks good.
I gotta make one more stop before I do stuff today.
And FYI, Nitty's in the common room there too.
Oh, oops.
She goes back down the stairs.
Yeah, I was going to mention it earlier, but everybody was so in character, I didn't want to interrupt. But yeah, she's been down there just kind of like staying to herself.
And kind of toting the jar on above her head like a special whatchamacallit. She kind of spins over and goes to Nitty and she's like, "Hi, my name's Jubilee. I'm here to deliver your gift."
Oh, Jubilee, you're pretty early this year, but I'm always happy to see you. You're not needing anybody to pull your sleigh right away, are you?
Oh.
And
she
giggles.
smirks. Yeah, and she smirks, but her eye glazes off to an empty space next to her. She just kind of like smirks and then turns back to you. Oh, well, what do you have for me, dear?
I'm real sorry I can't travel with you. I really wanted to spend more time, but it looks like I have to take care of a few things first, so I made you something special.
Oh.
Something so you can carry, the love stuff.
The love stuff.
And it's really big, and it's really infinite, and it's got that special touch thingy that you do.
And she takes off the lid, and the jar has this siphoning effect of this gentle wind kind of swirling around it, like Imara was studying her previously. And it's a beautiful jar of holding.
You can store all kinds of things in it.
She seems silenced for a moment as she looks at the gift, and then she holds her hand out to accept it. And she and she kind of like, her eyes are on parts of it, and she's just there meditating on what she's got in her hands, and she just kind of like smiles brightly. This is a very lovely item. I will treasure it always. Thank you.
This entire time, Surfix been kind of watching her do this with like that half-lit, like happy look, like little tail swishing around until she mentions the love thing. Like, wait, what?
She pats Amara on the head and it's like, "It's okay. I kind of figured that you wouldn't be coming with me, but if you ever need a place to call home and you find yourself in Parenthia, come find the Whispering Woods. I have a retreat there, and you and your friends are welcome to come and rest if you ever come in the neighborhood. But please, don't forget, if you are heading east anytime soon, to check out that monastery. Make sure Aria hurries up. I am really getting impatient with her."
Okay, I'll check it out right away. Thank you so
dear.
much, Nitty.
And she gives you a big hug.
She leans down enough and she gives you a brief kiss on your cheek and embraces you as well.
And then she goes back to the boys.
Okay, all done.
Yeah, she whispers warm winds to you, child, and lets you go back. All right.
So, I actually have something funny to do with this scene as well. But this is actually going to add more towards the new spells that I got. So, when looking over, as Surfix about to speak, he opens his mouth like he's about to, but then suddenly, you get, as he says, in your head, "So what does she mean about this love thing?" But you hear nothing come from his mouth.
And who are you saying that to? And what?
Amara.
Alright, so he kind of like points towards you and, yeah.
And Amara looks around. That's it. She looks around. What?
Says what out loud?
Yes, he says out loud this time. I said, what did she mean about this love thing? By the way, no one else... Sorry.
Go ahead, Amara.
Everyone seems to have this, thing that they have. My father told me about it once. They got love stuff. And I figure since a lot of people have a lot of it, you should have a place to keep it. So I made jars.
Saying this is adorable, but at the same time he wants to correct you. He's like, yeah, Mark. As by the way, no one else had heard the previous sentence, so whenever he said I said, but he doesn't realize.
Yeah, like, I don't even know what you're saying, so can't break a fourth wall if you don't put it up.
Exactly.
What are we doing today? Go to the Adventurers Guild. We should get registered.
Well, we have some other pressing business that has to be taken care of.
Pressing business.
We are still looking for Randall's parents, don't you remember, Amara?
Yeah.
Today's the last day.
We should hurry.
Well, we have to check this noble's house to see if they are taken or if they are possibly working with them. Then we have this map that will probably lead us to the destination where possibly the ritual is going to be taking place.
Wait a minute. So you get to visit a noble, but we can't go to the Adventuring Guild? Aren't we in a hurry?
The noble is either connected, possibly, to this, or they're kidnapped. We're trying to figure that out.
Although, I will say that one way or the other, we may already find them in the location we're going to anyway.
Yeah.
But possibly if they are with the Hill of Might, we might be able to get some information on this ritual before we go there.
That's because it could be really dangerous. And he looks over at Mara's like, why did they cart you away?
Why did who do what?
Because I was surprised to see you were alive back in, well, the warehouse after everything that happened. When I saw you in the office, I was really surprised, but I was also really happy to see you were still living.
Kind of don't remember what happened. It was a weird, like, bird thing, and he had a something, and then I was trying to run, and then something happened, and then I woke up in a bed.
Surfik, weren't you with Imara? So shouldn't you have seen what happened to her?
You see Surfik look immediately and immensely guilty.
If I had to make a guess, like Faustus just kind of cutting in, it's like, I imagine they did not quite want to. Well, they probably saw, and he puts up air quotes, use for her. They were probably intending on bringing her with the other kidnapped.
But that
We did,
doesn't
after all, sneak through their getaway hole.
That still doesn't answer the question, though. Why is Surfik asking why they were trying to get her? Shouldn't he have seen it, and shouldn't he tried to stop it?
Yeah,
I'm sure Sir Beck tried. You guys won at the end of the day, so you must have done it.
That still
It's
doesn't answer my question.
Surfect has already admitted his guilt on this matter. You weren't around for the conversation. You were searching the office.
Guilt for what?
Can we please stop talking about this?
Anyway,
I just
he claps his
wanted-
hand again.
We're going into a dangerous situation. We need to be able to count on each other.
Yeah, that's right.
You can count
Shella
on
says.
me.
Shella
She does
chimes
a
in.
little scout salute.
Shella imitates it. Me too! And you guys managed to finish having a meal. The conversation kind of comes to a deadlock here. What is the intention for the day, my friends?
I would ask the barkeep, the innkeeper, if he knows exactly where the nobles live.
I don't know exactly where they live, but You know, I knew they were on the east side of town. That's usually where they head. There's a lot of rural roads as soon as you walk out, and like, it could be on the north end, could be on the south end. I mean, it could be a wild goose hunt. You know what I mean? But
I wonder if the guards would probably be good to ask.
yeah, maybe if you find a guard, they'd be more inclined. They have to keep up with the nobles anyway. Me, I deal with adventurers like yourselves and, you know, more common folk. Sometimes the nobles might come in here and have a chat with somebody of our status, if you will. But, you know, other than that, that's a pretty neat face, ain't it? Kind of like points up at it.
Well, I think that you help adventurers very much and is more important than having nobles personally, because
Yeah,
where would the adventurers be able to stay and rest and heal up?
Oh, exactly. I mean, there's no line or reason for that, you know. It's just here to help, just to make sure you guys get on your feet and stuff. You know, the usual.
I
But
appreciate everything you do.
yep. Like I've seen this guy come in a couple times, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. Now that I'm thinking. And he was meeting up with some shady characters, but yeah, I couldn't tell you exactly where he lived or anything. I just heard his name mentioned a couple times, so that's why I was familiar with him.
I take out my the pendant that I got off that monk with the claw symbol, and I show it to him. Did any of them have this symbol or wear anything like this?
Not in the open, but every so often I caught a glimpse of it underneath somebody's robe.
I thank you very much, and I give him 5 gold.
Hey, not a problem. If you need a room, you got one here, alright?
I appreciate everything you've given me.
Absolutely, you have a good one, alright? And he pockets the gold. And
I then return to the group.
There you go.
So, this nobleman is in line with the hill of mites, or claw, whatever we want to call it.
No, because did he say what he looked like?
No, he did not.
No,
I
he
didn't
didn't.
ask him what he looked like, but he was meeting here with some shady people, and he got a glimpse of. I show him the claw of this. So that to me says this list must be people who are associated with the Hill of Might or Claw.
No, because that's good to know. Then maybe we can pay him a visit.
Yes, I think maybe we should go. He said we should go to the east, and we'll find some roads. He said it might be difficult to find, but I'm thinking if we go to the east, and we should be able to find some guards, and they might be able to send us to them.
If I might make a suggestion, before we go heading off into what may very well be certain danger, perhaps we should prepare ourselves appropriately.
You know, because a lot of us aren't really equipped to fighting too well, like you are in.
We also need to stop by a monastery. Ninny is missing her friend.
We have to make it quick, though, because we have to get to this ritual. We don't know what's going to happen when we get there, so we need to prepare.
I think the ritual is the top priority if we all have things to do and prepare.
We might not even have time to go to the noble's house. We need to probably just go to the ritual, possibly.
Yeah!
I mean, it's not as though that, once we are able to hopefully stop this ritual, that he'll be exactly able to run away, especially if he's already there.
And we can just send Crunk. We can send you and Crunk into fighting. None of us can just stay behind and shoot things.
And we should go because some of us do not walk as fast as others. And then look at Shella.
She looks back at you like, why are you looking at me?
So we're in agreement then. Let's grab some supplies and then follow this map.
Right, meet back here in 3 hours. Go!
Yep.
Wait, 3 hours? Why are you wasting more
I
time?
don't think we need 3 hours.
lost his way. Come back. I want to hold your hand.
Yeah. Surfix actually gonna go with
Think you cut out, Surfic.
Surfix gonna go with Amara just to make sure she doesn't get into trouble. Or like if those guys show up to try to like be like second first, same as the first, let's take her again. Danny feels really bad.
It's like, I'll most certainly need to... And kind of like looks at his clothing like, maybe invest in something a little more protective.
Alright, there are some options if you're interested. There is an armory that deals with armors. There is a weapon shop that deals with weapons. Iron Scale Armory, or the Golden Armada, which is the weapon shop. There is an item alchemy shop that deals with some strange potions. I'm not sure if you guys have been there, but it's called Peyote Ugly. I think we visited on Friday, didn't we?
We did.
Fun place. You should check it out. Let's see, any other... there's a guard order known as the Scales of Perseverance. That kind of like guard the city. And then there's also the 8 pillars that you have yet to visit. Where would we all like to go?
Mr. Orin, you should totally buy me heavy armor in the meantime.
Nope.
Nope.
I'm gonna go to the Iron Scale though, and just talk shop with the people there.
Yeah. So.
I got 3 hours to kill, so might as well go to where I feel at home, the Forge.
Alright. There is a full orc who is running this shop. Super buff, oily black hair, wears a loincloth. He's probably like a barbarian of sorts. And you see him hammering away at the forge at this early hour.
Hi, friend. It's good to see you again.
Welcome back.
I have some time to kill. I'm wondering if you could use some help crafting anything while I have 3 hours to kill.
The local horse stall wants a bunch of horseshoes. If you feel like making some horseshoes, yeah, sure, go ahead. You can use an extra.
I'm happy to help. I love the forge, and it's good to be here to work on one for some time.
Alright, well, let's see what you can do. Make me a, what would be a good skill for this? Do you have something that allows you to have forgery, or, you know, like, rolling for your forge? What do we use for it?
I have smith tools, I would think strength.
Yeah, smithing. Go ahead with smithing strength. Yeah, you spend, like, 13 still. Horseshoes aren't that hard to make. You manage within the 3 hours, you can probably hammer out at least... roll me 2d6. We'll say that's how many horseshoes you complete.
Ooh.
7 pairs of horseshoes. So total of 14 altogether.
Cool.
Like, I'm not sure if that's the process, but that's how we're going to do it. Because you're this special forge guy, right?
Yeah.
So you can make things happen in an instant almost. And yeah, they're impressed by your work. Like, wow, that was pretty quick. And they ask you, do you need anything before you head out?
No, I just wanted to help you guys out.
Alright. Then, who else wants to go somewhere?
Yeah, we go in for that quest board.
Yeah, you better. I was going to get upset again. So, who's going with Kronk? Nobody's going with Kronk. I'm disappointed in you guys. Alright, so Kronk, you take the directions those guards gave you the other day, and just like Amara saw earlier, this kind of like temple-looking structure made out of pure marble, 8 pillars that leads up this small stairway that leads to the door are carved out with these wyvern-looking figures, and as you start to walk up, you can't help but feeling watched, but you journey inward. And finally, what I wrote 2 weeks ago, I can finally tell you about. Let's see here. Is there anything you want to do before you walk in? Like, do you want to investigate anything or check around, whatever?
Nope, just meandering up.
Focus. I like that. All right. So, inside the 8 pillars, there are Dragonborn all around, dressed in armors, cloaks, signifying the usual adventurers who stay here. There's a green scale Dragonborn who runs the clerk's duties, as you see like a special off section where like people go to register and talk to this specific person who's sitting behind an office desk. Let's see here. Those are my notes to roleplay them. Yeah, and you see several quest boards that are on this lower one level here, and it's like a very big common room with like tavern atmosphere, as there's also like a tap that's off on the far end of the room that people are served brew and sit down at the tables and enjoy their time here while they're waiting for a quest to pop up that they are interested in taking. What would Kronk like to do?
I'm definitely gonna go and get myself a drink while I read the boards.
Yeah, you grab a tankard and start to pour you some and walk up to one of the boards. The green dragonborn kind of like walks over, and it's like he has to walk across half the room just to get to where you are. And he goes, "Excuse me, what are you doing there, my friend?"
I am hoping to find someone to help.
"Ah, the name's Rasiv. How may I help you?"
Good name.
I'm hoping I can find someone to help that maybe other people will overlook.
A lot of people overlook a lot of things, don't they, my friend? Are you registered with the guild yet?
I have this beer.
Yeah, look, that's on me. How about that? But, tell you what, join the guild, you can have all the beer here that you want.
What do I have to do to join?
Just some paperwork, fiddle with a stone. It's no big hustle or anything. We can have you done in about 5 minutes, and then you can start looking at these boards.
I do not know how to sign much other than my name.
Perfect. That's basically all I need. Tell you what, I'll ask you the questions, I'll fill out the rest of it, and then whenever I need you to sign your name, you just sign your name, and then we're good. How's that sound, friend?
Do you have a
Join me over here at my desk, and he kind of like guides you over. You're getting a few looks at from differing adventurings. You do see like another human or two, and some half-elves who are in here as well, but the majority of the group that's kind of like conjured up in this region is Dragonborn. See red scales, green scales, black scales, all kinds. Raziv takes you to his desk, and he starts to pull out a sheet of paper, and he puts a flat stone about 2 by 2 in front of you, and he starts filling out the paperwork, and he'll ask you like mundane questions like, where are you from, how old are you, and you just answer them in your own nature, and eventually he'll like, unless you really want to roleplay that part out, like, where are you from?
I am from the Southern Isles.
Yeah, and how old are you these days?
The trees have grown over 6 feet since I was born.
I'll put 6. And, what kind of work have you done in the past?
I have saved a man from quicksand, and I have killed a manticore with my fellow companions.
Well, that sounds like hero work if I ever heard it. Yeah, alright. And he continues asking you other mundane questions at this point. And he puts the sheet in front of you. He's like, there you go. All you gotta do is sign your name to that last line. He taps on it. Right there. Right there. And I can get you registered in the guild.
Kronk just covers his hand with ink and slaps paper.
Neat. I like it. Now, yes, that hand of yours. Bring it here. And he's like trying to keep your hand just above the rock and not trying to touch your hand at all to get any ink on him. He's like, all right, give me just a moment here. And there's a slight tingle, and he looks at your arm. He's like, what happened? Are you okay?
I touched the owl stone.
Owl stone. Well, I mean, adventuring types do get in all kinds of trouble, and you feel a little magic pour through your hands and into the stone. This here is a guild stone. You keep it on you. Once you complete adventures and quests, this thing here will help communicate to us right away that the quest's been cleared, or you have new objectives that need to be made with the guild if there's an emergency. So keep that in mind. Come on, let's go check out the board, shall we? And he kind of like guides you over to one of the quest boards.
I'll put
All right, so I think I'll just copy paste this. Be a little bit faster for me. But finally, we get to see what is on the lovely quest board. Current postings. There's a rat infestation at a local field outside of town, the field outside of the eastern gates. There's also a dire wolf culling. Cull off some dire wolves that are necessary to prevent bad hunting season. And then there's a snakeskin wanted. There's been a recent surge of snakeskin pelts in need to make boots and belts and being fashioned. And also there are herbal ingredients being looked for by has locked away some of the medicinal herbs that they would need. These are current list of herbs that they are looking for and willing to pay if you have like a good stock of 20 of each. You can read them in detail there, but those are the TLDRs of it all. Oh,
I will not be used for the snakeskin quest.
I purposely put that in there to hear that response.
Krong's gonna take the herb ones because he's obviously not just gonna go out there and kill the animals. So
Right. Perfect. Here you go then. I'll, he like puts that little. He's like, just put your stone above the paper, and then it automatically, it's like you accept the quest, right? And you can keep the paper if you want. It's perfectly fine. If there's anything else you need, you can hang out here, have a drink whenever you're ready to leave. And once you're ready to turn in the quest, you just come back here and see these clerks, and he like shows you around a little bit. These clerks here take like the ingredients quest and piles them up and pays you out. Or they will confirm with your stone that you completed the quest in question. So, with all that said, I guess I'll leave you to your day. I seen your signature, but I just could not make out the letters. What was the name again?
I currently go by Kronk.
Kronk. What a good name. All right, Kronk. It's been a pleasure meeting you, and I hope you come back and take on many of these quests. Mainly because I get a commission.
What is commission?
Oh, don't worry about it, my friend. Just keep doing the good in the world, and you and I will both be making money hand over fist.
I keep my money in my satchel.
Good. And once you get more money, you'll be able to put it in your satchel, too.
All right, my friends are waiting for me.
Well, then don't let me hold you up. Do leave the tankard, though.
God, I can just imagine like Krunk going, "Yee," when he's grabbing the bag.
And I'll finish the tankard and leave it, and I'll take the quest board paper down and wrap it around the rock and put it in the satchel.
All right. Just to answer Twitch real quick, the boons that are posted, if it doesn't have a duration, then it's considered either one turn or it could be an hour. It just kind of depends upon which one, because I don't think we want a fireball to last for an entire hour. So keep that in mind. But it is temporary. It will go away. Alright, so Kronk finally allows me to get all the quest board information out for you guys. Where's everybody else heading?
Well, my character is hanging out with Amara just to make sure she doesn't get captured again or something doesn't happen to her again because he feels guilty.
Alright, Amara, what are we doing?
I'm going to the monastery. I'm looking for Ninny's friend.
That's a long way from here.
What?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a ride out of town. She didn't give you any specifics. She said it was east of Dragonspine, some time away, I believe.
Yeah, she did make it clear it was a bit off.
Yeah, like this is
Yeah.
probably...
I heard off. I thought like on the edge of town, though.
No, just that manor to the nobles was off on the edge of town. This monastery is like half a day's travel to get to.
Oops.
No, it's fine. I probably... Like, it's been a week and a hot moment, so, like, this information wasn't shared for a while. It might be understandable. So if there's something else you want to do...
They're always free to come with Faustus to buy armor.
Yes.
Let's do that then.
Yeah. The dream team's going together to buy actually gear up.
The dream team, the whole back line that are more
I did
squishy
my
than the
armor
front line.
last time.
Yeah, everybody that's squishy is going to be crowding into the armory. All right, so
You know what?
Technically not squishy.
You know what, Amara? You know what? How about this? Me and Faustus can put our money together. We can buy you that armor.
So you pass by POT Ugly, continue down the way a little bit until you reach the Iron Scale Armory. Oh, I think I had information backwards. So for the person, you went to the sword shop, right? Or did you go to the armory? I can't remember. Warren.
I went to the armory because
Okay,
that's
that's
where
right.
I made
All
my
right.
armor.
Yep,
So
yep.
I see me there.
Yeah. So you would probably see Oren in the back hammering away at some horseshoes. And this full orc kind of like sees the three of you kind of enter in. I can get you all.
Oh yes, we were hoping to be able to buy ourselves a bit of action.
No, because it's... Yeah, I'm looking for something stronger than this leather coat.
We have selection. Points over to a wall. There's like different types of chains, ring mail, half plate. There's actually a full plate on display. And of course, there's also leather, studded leather, and various ones that you can find out of the book as well. And whatever's in the book, you should be able to find.
Got anything in my size?
We can make it to your size. Just take some adjustments. No big deal. What fits your fancy?
Strongest, biggest armor you have.
He stares at you for a minute, like, huh? No, little lady. I think you want something like this. And he pulls up the studded leather that he's got up on the wall.
Okay, don't get mad at me. I was imagining one of those, like, feminine armor sets where it's like, this is supposed to protect you kind of thing.
The bikini is coming up next. Don't worry.
Ooh,
Chainmail bikini.
so
Hey, no, I mean like grr, and big and
that one. And she points to like a really heavy armor set.
Yeah, he's looking at you like, no, Joe. Look, that there, and he points at like the big old plate mail that's hanging off to the side. You wouldn't even be able to walk 5 feet in that. Now, come on now. Here. How about something like this? And he like points you in the direction of a breastplate.
Is that technically heavy armor?
Yes.
She picks it up.
Breastplate's medium armor.
Medium armor.
yeah,
I'm
breastplate's
sorry.
medium.
Sorry, medium.
this won't work.
Looking over because Mister, how much would it be to get her heavier armor?
Look at her. Does she look like she could wear heavy armor? I mean, look at the little thing. It'll crush her.
Can,
Huh?
maybe.
How about a wager? If we can, it's like if we could possibly, and gestures toward Amara, have her put on armor that you don't think that she can carry, and if she does, then you'll offer a discount.
He's breaking up real bad.
Make a persuasion check.
And she's like flexing these non-existent tiny flimsy arms.
Make persuasion with advantage. You have Amara over there hyping it up. I love it.
Okay. Where did you go,
No.
Persuasion? I know where you are.
It's right around the other P words, like perception and... Whoa. So he tells you how much of a discount are you looking for?
It's like, thinking about it.
Mind if I do this? As he looks over and says, and goes, all right, I have to do this now. I forgot to put expertise on this now because I have the feat.
I mean, he's already talked into it. He just wants to know what kind of discount you're looking for before you
Goddamn
pick
it,
something.
Faustus.
Yeah, Faust has already made the persuasion.
Well, it was a nat 20 persuasion, so
Yeah, what are you cutting it for? So yeah, what do you say as far as rate? What are you looking for?
60%.
it's like, how about a third? A third about discount.
50%.
Does Mara say anything? She can chime in.
50%!
Kind of
Can I
stares.
hear what's going on while I'm working?
Yeah, you can look and see them out there having this loud conversation, and the Forge Master's like, really, 50%.
Like tough guy flexing.
Yeah, and he's like looking for the heaviest, and he's definitely looking at that full plate armor. He's like, no way in hell. All right, little lady, I'll tell you what. I'll adjust this to your size, and then we'll see if you can lug it around. How's that sound?
Yeah!
All right, so he'll spend like a few moments like adjusting the steel in some way to make it fit down to your size a little bit. And he says, all right, you can go into the back and don that if you want.
And then looking over at Faustus, like,
If you're having a conversation, just have the conversation, Surfeit.
How do I wear this?
She doesn't know how to put on armor.
You have a special skill that doesn't require you to learn.
yeah.
Wait, never mind, I got it!
I was looking over at Faustus. We should chip in and pay half.
Well, it is a team effort.
Are you guys crazy? You're not buying that plate mail. She ain't gonna be able to carry that out here. Look at her. She's tiny. Teeny, teeny, tiny. She's not even big as...
A few moments later, you hear chunk, 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 and this helmet's way too big for her, and you just see this wearing all this armor. Chunk.
What in the bloody hell am I looking at?
I
They're
believe
wearing
you're
the
looking at
armor.
I believe you're looking at a lost wager.
No. Okay, look. Before we go there with the lost wager and all, that can't be right. That cannot be right. It takes 10 minutes to get into this damn thing. You can't tell me she was able to just jump right in and strap that thing on like it was nothing. So he's like calling bullshit.
Without looking at
You need to do it again?
She like says behind the helmet.
Wait, you're actually... He like lifts the helmet's face mask off to look in there to see if you're in there.
Hi there!
Yeah, how in the hell did you get in there so fast?
I did a thing, and then I put a strap where the thing goes, and then I put my hands in the hand parts, and then I
But-
put my feet in the feet parts.
Yeah, but it usually takes 10 minutes to put this kind of equipment. It kind of like goes blank, like his EXE just crashed.
So my character leans
He blue
over with a
screen.
Yeah, he blue
yeah,
screen.
my character leans over with a big smirk on his face, be like, "Well, that would be half the cost now, wouldn't it?"
Yeah,
Reaches down in his
750.
bag.
yeah.
Yeah, he reaches down into his bag and he's like, "Fastest."
Yes, of course.
So
And
you,
what was the list price to begin with?
yeah, it started out at 1,500, and half price would
Yeah.
be 750.
As my character will pull out 355. Actually, because we gotta make up the. You know what?
375 each.
If you have
375
it,
each. Yeah, I'll pull out 375.
All right.
I have 60.
She's RoboCop. Nope. So you both put 375 gold on the table. The orc just kind of like slowly, like his hands moving at snail pace to like put it in a bag and put it away, and he's like, who does that? And he slowly gets it in the bag and puts it under the table. But full plate. This early in the game, I'm screwed. I mean, what?
As
And Amara's like, don't worry. I My magical dinosaur fairy will take care of this.
And she pulls out the tool and she's like, here you go. And it starts to, it's started with this tiny, tiny little tool with a little dinosaur and a crown. And it just starts like eating up the armor like the thing. And then it returns to her hand and she's not wearing armor anymore.
See, at first my character was picking up a studded leather jacket and smiling at it. And then slowly looking more and more unsure and horrified.
I knew that was bullshit. You cheated.
Did not.
The hell I say? You used magic.
Orin
Not
will
magic.
Orin
It's
will
an
yell
alien.
out.
Hold on. Go ahead, Orin.
She uses magic. She's an artificer. She's handy
What's
with
an
magic.
artemiser? Argidzer.
They're enchanters.
My char-
Silly mages. Get out of here with your spoiled goods.
My character leans over and slides 45 gold onto the table, studded leather jacket, and it's like, here you go.
He stares daggers at you. What are you getting? The leather, studded leather, or
Studded
yeah,
leather.
okay. He kind of begrudgingly takes the money. He's like, "Yeah, get out of my shop."
And Faustus would have paid for his own set of studded leather.
All right, fair enough. 45 gold as
Like
well.
we just
I mean, you could
lighter
try to
money, like,
persuade him, but he's gonna be
yeah.
pissed now. So
It's like he'll even give him his old
you
leather
should
armor.
be able
as-
to literally drag a plate mail from the compendium over and re-equip it, and it should adjust it for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Give that a shot. See if that works.
God, now her class actually can work, and it's scary.
Yep. But that was actually kind of a fun little roleplay there. I enjoyed it. Yeah, and Orin's back there just hammering away at horseshoes, probably smirking about the whole thing, and his forge master that's got him over here working, he's just upset. Just lost 700 gold on that deal.
Orin actually, after they leave, is going to give the Forge Master 200 gold.
Keep it. I lost fair and square. You don't have to pity me.
I don't like seeing Forge's games.
No, that was the orc in me. I got baited. Don't think it had anything to do with the forge. Keep your money. You're gonna need it, especially if you're gonna finish up these horseshoes. Don't worry, I'll still pay you for the work.
I'm doing it for free, no worries.
Well, then that's all the payment I need. Don't have to do anything else. Won't take any pity money, especially for me being me. Damn that woman. I'll make sure I don't make a deal with her again.
Yeah, you don't want to make deals with her. She's a sneaky one.
Make her sound so
Wow.
evil. Orange true feelings for Amara come out.
Although as Faustus is leaving the shop, he just chuckles to himself. It's like, well, I guess that's what it's like to be father then.
All right.
Shit.
I think that's everybody, right? Everybody spends the remainder of their time with their tasks that they have just completed. Is there anything else you guys want to explore before heading out on your big adventure to see if you can find this location?
I'm ready to go searching.
All right. So, you all reconvene at the tavern, I take? The inn?
Yeah.
And then
It's so confusing now that it's two different buildings.
Yeah, I know, and I'm just going to call it a tavern for shits and giggles too. But what we're going to do first is take a quick 5-minute break. Let's get some drinks in us. Let's go get some bathroom usage out of the way and rehydrate. And I will try to reset this router so it quits dinging. Hopefully the stream's been running smooth. And if so, you can jump right back after 5 minutes. And stay tuned.